So, ladies and gentlemen, here are the 3 things that I have learned in the last 30 days running my own branding agency. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, the first thing I learned is you need to set action-based goals for yourself. The biggest thing that a lot of entrepreneurs get wrong is they go in and they say, I'm going to work for 8 hours a day. I'm going to work for 5 hours a day. I'm going to work for 10 hours a day. It doesn't matter how long you work in a day, because if you're not doing enough work, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. You're still not doing enough work. So instead, say, I'm going to send 25 outreach messages per day, or I'm going to send 10 looms per day, or anything like that. Something that's very attainable and very action-based, instead of saying, I'm going to work for 8 hours. Because your version of working for 8 hours might be extremely different than my version of working for 8 hours. So you have to find that balance, and you have to find what works for you and what is going to set you up for the most success. The second thing I've learned is when you're ever listing your services, either on a video or on any of your copywriting, you always want to use this format. I help W with X to accomplish Y with Z. All right, I'm going to say that again so you can write it down because it's very important. I help W with X to accomplish Y with Z. Okay, W, X, Y, Z. How this goes is you're going to replace X, Y, and Z, W, X, Y, and Z with your variables. So for example, for me running a branding agency, I say I help business owners, W. I help business owners with X, which in my case is customer acquisition and retention, by accomplishing or by gaining trust and loyalty through the means of digital media. So business owners, customer acquisition and retention, loyalty and trust, digital media. Those are kind of the 4 pillars of my agency. And then you fill it in with the rest. So I help W with X to accomplish Y with Z. That is the format that you want to use whenever you are listing your services. The next, and probably one of the most important things that I've learned, is almost exactly what Mr. Beast said about how to succeed on YouTube. Similarly to how he says that you need to upload 100 videos and improve one thing each time, the same goes for outreach. If you're sending 100 of the same messages per day, you got nothing to go off of. There's no improving there. And if it's a bad message, all 100 of those are going to be bad. However, if the first one, you say, you send it, then look at it and go, okay, what can I change? How can I make this more appealing? Then the second one, you make those changes. You make it more appealing. You make it more realistic. You make it more trustworthy, etc. There's always going to be something to improve in your messaging. And then by the time you've gone through all 100 messages that you are going to send, instead of them all being the same and you having to start over the next day as far as improving, which that is a way to do it, you at least have something to go off of. And when you send 100, you find those 5 or 10 people that respond, and you go, okay, what was it about those 5 or 10 people that made them respond? What was it in these messages? And oftentimes, it might be the first message that you sent. It might be the last. It might be the 50th. It might be the 37th message. But you need to diagram it, figure out what worked and what didn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. If you're finding value in my channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, again for watching, and we'll see you next time.